2K Sports and the PGA Tour are proud to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Our third round coverage of the Farmers Insurance is about to kick off here in beautiful La Jolla, California. I'm Luke Elby with Rich Beam. Glad to have you back with us. Our featured player is starting the day in the top 20 as we get things underway. Can he make a move today? Can't wait to get into the action. Let's get down to the first hole. And let's see what he can do here today. Second shot here on the first.
What a drive.
Let's see if we can get this one up and down for par. He has this putt to save his par. He currently is tied for 11th here. This hole is a par 4. Sit down. Sit. And that shot looks like it's going to stay under the first cut. What a relief. This is his second shot. This would be a great up and down. Like that. Always good when you've got hands like that around the green. Yeah, well holed. Let's move on to the next. Currently at -1 following that hole. Stepping onto the par 3 third.
I like it when they move this tee box up and it's only a wedge, because when they make it a 5-iron or more, this thing gets really difficult. Firm green, actually tilts away from you towards the ocean. This is a really difficult green to find.
And he's down there. You got to read?
This putt is breaking right to left.
Or was that a rush of blood? This putt right on 12 feet to the hole.
This one is for par.
Nice stroke. Now, nice to make a mid-range par putt. Okay, holding steady on the leaderboard after that hole. Let's see what happens here on the 4th.
Very picturesque, this 4th hole. Pacific Ocean directly to the golfer's left-hand side. Don't be sucked in by the views, however. You want no part of that. And you certainly don't want any part of that fairway bunker down the right-hand side either. Find the fairway, and you've got a good chance at knocking it on this green in two. Be wary, though. Anything long and left on this green is no good.
I'm not sure he selected the right club here. This one looks to be coming up short. Setting up for this one in the second cut.
Nothing good out to the right. This is in trouble.
That's a tad wayward. Not quite finding the surface.
Not easy to find the green coming out of the rough.
Oh, wonderfully played chip shot. Bogey putt coming up here. The putt drops, and we're moving on. He has a share of 13th place in this tournament. And now on the tee, coming off a bogey, trying to reclaim some momentum.
This fairway cambers from left to right, which helps a fade on this hole. However, don't get too overzealous and pull it, because that fairway bunker down the left, that sees a lot of action. Second shot is a green that pitches back towards you from back to front. That's got a lot of movement over on the left-hand side.
Come on, look after us. Little bounce to the right here. Well, that's step one complete. Out of the sand, but now faced with a very big putt. Penny, take us through the break on this putt.
This putt back up the hill, moving to the right.
3 feet to go here to the hole. I like that kind of fight. That shows resilience.
After driving it in the bunker off the tee, that's a formidable score right there.
He has his eyes set on one place and one place only. It's the green.
From the sand, looking to get up and down. That was a solid shot. Out of the bunker and onto the surface. An opportunity for a birdie here. Oh. And just a little bit of clean-up work remaining on this hole. So no movement on the leaderboard, remaining at even overall. We've now arrived at the par 4 7th.
This fairway slopes pretty good from left to right. Players want to start it out at the fairway bunker down the left-hand side and just hit a gentle fade off of that. Second shot here is to an elevated green. Don't go long whatsoever here. That's when the barranca and the canyons come into play.
This one looks like it's going left. All right, facing a little up and down here to save the par. Now, long-range putt coming up here to be good to make a bomb, wouldn't it?
This one to save par.
Okay, he's starting this one out to the right, and it should come back.
And the putt drops, and we're moving on. Currently at +1 for the tournament.
And moving down the leaderboard as well.
We find ourselves on a par 3 here.
This green is not deep. It's wide. It's got a lot of movement from east to west, just not a lot of room north to south. You find the right section of this green, you could find yourself a nice little deuce.
Going with the 6-iron here. This part of the course is usually reserved for the carts. How about this shot? And he needs this to save par. Down she goes. Let's head to the next. And as we move to the next hole, our leader is ahead by a couple of shots. On the tee at the par 5 9th.
Luke, it's just a straight par 5, 615 yards. You got to hit a straight tee shot, a straight second shot, and hopefully hit a straight third shot. It can get challenging when they put the pin on the top left tier. That's when you can put a little too much spin on it and have it come chasing down to the front part of the green. That's no good.
He's standing over his third shot. Well, at least it's out of the sand, but some work to do here on the green. Henny, what's he facing with this putt?
Around 42 feet from the centre of the hole.
4 feet to the cup. Well, I'm interested in my buddy Beamer's thoughts at this duel after 9 holes.
Luke, so far, it's been entertaining watching these two go head-to-head. Not too sure exactly how this is going to play out, but so far, so good. Love watching these two compete.
Second shot here on the 10th hole. Choosing the 9-iron here.
This would be a momentum saver here, getting this up and down.
This putt for par here. John, have you got a good read on this one?
It's going to go down the hill, and then it should break left to right.
Looking pretty good.
This is going right at the hole. He's currently tied for 14th on the leaderboard. Hole number 11 is a par 3.
Oh, this is just a mean little par 3, isn't it? Not a big target up there green-wise. You got deep bunkers right and left. You got a 2-tier green. It's a fun, good-looking par 3. That's really hard.
Opting for the hybrid, I think. Ooh, just skinned the hole, that one. Now just 1 over par. Ooh. And this putt coming up for his par. No movement up or down on the leaderboard for this player. Let's head to the 12th hole.
This is about as tough a hole as you're going to find anywhere on the planet. Prevailing wind coming right back into the players. You just have to step up and hit a solid tee shot to find the fairway. From there, you're going in with a mid to long iron, sometimes even a hybrid, to a green that sits just above you. Not a ton of movement, but enough from back right to front left to make you think.
Oh, that is textbook. Fantastic approach, right at it. Rose Zhang is having a word with her caddy after that shot. Not sure if it's related or not, but the rivalry seems to be heating up here.
Our leader has built a 3-shot buffer here as we head over to the next. The par 5, 13th hole.
It's a very interesting hole. You know, miss those bunkers, put yourself in the fairway, but you've got this ravine that you have to hit over. It's a grass ravine, thankfully, so if you miss the fairway, you can lay up there. But going for this green, if you come up a little shy, you could find one of these 4 or 5 bunkers, both left and right, and then you've got a nearly impossible up and down from there. And again, a green that's got a section on the left and a section on the right. Very rarely do they put the pin in the middle. But boy, I'd tell you what, this is a really good, fun par 5 that you can make anywhere from 3 to 7.
His second shot here. Well, he's hit a good shot there. Got plenty of distance too. Setting up here, looking at an elevated green. Chance to get one under the card with this putt. And our man on the ground, John McCarthy, has been giving us some great reads all day. What's this one doing, mate?
This one's going to move quite significantly right to left.
Not a bad effort right there from long range. Big breaking putt. He just didn't quite read it right, but it'll be an easy par.
Nicely played. Moving on up the leaderboard now after that hole. On the tee now, the par 4, 14th hole.
Nice tee shot here. A little bit more room to the right than the players really feel like there is. However, that also brings a rough on the right-hand side into play, and you don't want to be there, especially with this green that's set right back against the canyon. It's a difficult second shot, almost an infinite edge pool look, if you will. You really have to bear down and make sure you have a good idea of your distance control on your second shot.
That's a shame. Had a chance to hit the green, but couldn't quite get there. This one just outside 7 feet to the hole.
These par putts, they keep a round going.
He's currently locked in a share of 11th place. Time to hit a good one here at the 15th.
As big as 12 was, Luke, this is almost twice the size, if you can imagine it, with a tiny landing area out there. This is possibly the meanest hole on this golf course. Not hardest, meanest. If you've walked off with par on this hole, Job well done, my friend.
Is this one heading into the sand? Yep. Well, it's fair to say that that approach didn't hit the mark.
Oh, as we can see there, the wind definitely affecting that shot.
Time to get the flat stick out now. Well, this would be a great par putt if he can make this. And it's a 3-stroke advantage for our leader as we head to the next hole. The 16th is a par 3.
A long par 3, especially with multiple tee boxes that can be used. Green is a little bit of boomerang shape, especially back left. That's when things get really tight. But I must say, this is a wonderfully, again, designed par 3 that makes you think an awful lot.
John, have you got a read on this one? What's it going to do?
This one's going left to right.
An opportunity to make a par here. He's currently tied for 11th.
And after that good play, moving up the leaderboard.
Let's head to this lengthy par 4.
They moved this fairway to the left alongside the canyon a few years ago, which really enhanced the beauty, but also the fear of this hole. You have to challenge the left-hand side because the bunker down the right is really no good. From there, the green, it tilts from back to front, mostly with a really low section over there on the left-hand side. However, it still is a promising birdie opportunity.
This one's headed right, Rich. This next one from the beach. I'll be glad to be putting now. There's part of about 6 feet coming up. And with that, he'll stay right there at even par. The 18th hole is a par 5.
I tell you, this is probably one of the, if you talk about risk reward par 5s on the PGA Tour, this has got to be up near the top of the list. You find the fairway, it's just begging you to go for it. You got the water fronting the green, and you have deep bunkers both right and left. But with the history of this hole, you got to go for it, don't you?
Beautiful swing there. He's setting up for his second shot. That's going to find the water, sadly. This would be a great up and down from this spot. Well, I hope he makes this one. It's for par. Gets that one to go down, and that'll end the day's work. Well, that was certainly a tale of two nines, Rich, and well done for this player to fight through a sloppy start.
Well, that's what they had to do after that opening nine. It wasn't going to be pretty if they had the back nine to match the front nine. Thankfully, they turned it around, got it back on the back nine. Hopefully, a better day ahead.
On behalf of myself, Rich Beam, and all the hard-working folks at 2K Sports, thanks for tuning in, and see you next time. Pga Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Our final round coverage of the Farmers Insurance Open is set to begin. Hello everyone, Luke Elvey here, and my mate Rich Beam in the booth beside me. We're thrilled to have you with us on 2K Sports today. Our current leader going along nicely at 12 under the card as we get things underway. We're going down to the first hole now. A bit out of shape with that swing. To get the rhythm back. Henny, how's that ball lying?
Guys, you know the worst lie you've ever seen? Yeah, time's up by 10. This is nasty.
That one doesn't look like it jumped out of the rough. That's disappointing.
Can't fault him there. This rough is nasty. No fault in missing the green.
Now it's time to get the putter out. That's safely on the surface. And this one is for his par. This is a bogey putt coming up. Job done. Let's head to the next.
Yeah, well, you're used to making bogeys a lot, Luke. This player is not. I think that there'll be birdies to come, no doubt about it.
And on the tee now, coming off the bogey. Might have a bit of a sting in the tail, I'd imagine.
No harm, no foul there with that shot.
Standing over his second shot. This one is from at least 30 feet out. So close. Just 4 feet remaining between him and the hole. Sitting at 1 over for the event. Here we are at the third hole, a par 3.
I like it when they move this tee box up and it's only a wedge, because when they make it a 5-iron or more, this thing gets really difficult. Firm green, actually tilts away from you towards the ocean. This is a really difficult green to find.
Going with the 7. Yeah, that was a safe play. Hasn't managed to birdie this hole this week. Okay, Henny, what's he looking at with this putt?
Setting up this putt 16 feet from the cut.
And with that now, back to level par. Now on the tee after a birdie, fired up and ready for more.
I love this hole. Just take it out of those bunkers on the right-hand side and hit yourself a nice little baby draw. And from there, you have probably one of the coolest green complexes, I think, on the golf course. Really difficult to make birdie, and actually you're pretty happy making par. But I'm telling you what, sit there and enjoy the beauty of this hole. It's a doozy.
Looks like this one's going to the beach. Okay, not the best result, but a chance to get up and down.
Well, definitely the wind had to have gotten a hold of that one.
On the green now, but a bit of work left to do here. John, what's the line on this putt?
This putt will be breaking hard to the right.
This putt just 5 feet away from the hole. Currently at +1 for the tournament. Welcome to the tee of a par 4.
This is a difficult driving hole. Big, deep bunkers left and right that must be avoided. From there, the second shot plays a touch downhill green that tilts pretty good from left to right and back to front. It's a strong par 4.
Second shot here on the 5th. Well, that's beautifully judged.
Nearly doesn't get any better than that. Amazing shot.
Trying to get back to even par with this putt.
So far, so good.
And it's a one-stroke buffer for our leader over the field. The 6th hole is a par 5.
It's a nice reprieve, this par 5. Just a little bit dogleg from left to right. Keep it shy of those fairway bunkers down the left-hand side, and almost every player will give it a go in 2. This is a 3-tiered green with a low area over on the left-hand side that sees a lot of action.
A chance now from the bunker for an up and down. Okay, safely on the surface, a chance for a putt to be holed here. This one's for birdie. Ooh. Well holed. Let's move on. So, no movement on the leaderboard there, remaining at even overall. Let's see what happens here on the 7th.
Lovely tee shot here. Just take it out those bunkers on the left-hand side and hit yourself a little baby fade. From there, you've got a green that sits above you slightly and also chases away from you just a little bit, believe it or not. This is a really good, strong par 4. Par is a great score.
This wind really starting to get up. That was well managed.
8 feet to the cup.
A great birdie chance here.
Currently 1 under for the tournament. Lovely momentum for this player after that birdie at the last hole. Keep it rolling.
This green is not deep. It's wide. It's got a lot of movement from east to west, just not a lot of room north to south. You find the right section of this green, you could find yourself a nice little deuce.
And he can now go and grab the putter because he's found the green. Oh, that's good grit there.
In the bunker off the tee. Good job getting this back in play.
He's currently in a share of 11th place. The 9th is a par 5.
Luke, it's just a straight par 5, 615 yards. You got to hit a straight tee shot, a straight second shot, and hopefully hit a straight third shot. It can get challenging when they put the pin on the top left tier. That's when you can put a little too much spin on it and have it come chasing down to the front part of the green. That's no good.
Trying to get to 2 under with this putt. And Henny, what's he looking at for this putt?
He's looking at around 14 foot, I'd say.
Nice one. 4th birdie of the day. And he moves inside the top 10 with that. Our current leader is up by 3 shots. Quite often the hardest hole in golf, a long par 4.
Fairway tilts significantly from left to right, so you need to hug the left-hand side. From there, uphill second shot to an overhanging lie from left to right. This is a difficult par 4 to get the distance control spot on.
Yeah, the ball is going to have some sandy toes here.
This is his 2nd shot. Well, that's well played and sets up a good birdie look here at the 10th. Looking at this putt now to move into a tie for 8th on the leaderboard. Solid play finds that player moving up the leaderboard after that hole. On the tee, the par 3 11th.
Yeah, and not a big target either. You got deep bunkers both left and right. You got a shelf up there top left. This is just a strong, difficult, lovely, if you like, par 3.
Yep, that shot safely on the green. And now this to get into a share of 6th on the leaderboard.
Come on, don't be shy.
Looks to have some good speed about it too. Oh my. Currently 4 under for the event. Welcome to the par 4 12th hole.
This 12th hole is probably one of the toughest tee shots players will face out here. They know they have to hit a good tee shot, a long tee shot, to have any chance or hope of making birdie here. You miss it a little bit out to the right. The rough over there is horrific. You do find the fairway, though. You got a green that tilts from back right to front left, making the second shot so much more imperative to not get it above the hole. Second shot, leave below the hole at all costs.
He's got this to move into the top 5 here. And he's down there. You got to read.
Okay, this one starts out pretty straight, but it will go left at the end.
Our leader is enjoying a 3-stroke advantage. Now on the tee, fresh off a birdie, a great opportunity to build on that momentum.
This is one of the most interesting par 5s you'll ever play. If you hit a good tee shot, find the fairway, and you have the opportunity to reach, then happy days. But if you don't find the fairway or can't reach, now you've got to lay up into a low area where you're going to have a third shot that's absolutely blind. This third shot could be one of the most difficult third shots on the PGA Tour, bar none.
Always love these opportunities, especially when it's for birdie. Good speed.
Looking to get it really close.
Get there.
Oh, no.
And that should secure the par on this one. Okay, he's holding steady on the leaderboard after that hole. It's time to begin this par 4 hole.
Nice tee shot here. A little bit more room to the right than the players really feel like there is. However, that also brings a rough on the right-hand side into play, and you don't want to be there, especially with this green that's set right back against the canyon. It's a difficult second shot, almost an infinite edge pool look, if you will. You really have to bear down and make sure you have a good idea of your distance control on your second shot.
Okay, Henny, what's he looking at with this putt?
It's about 34 feet out.
Well, that was a beauty. That had eyes for the whole way. And that takes him to 6 under. Sitting quite nicely here inside the top 5. And a par 4 awaits at this next hole.
Why are the straightaway par 4s the hardest ones? We have another one right here. It's just straight away with the drive, nothing fancy about it. You find the fairway and you're left with another long iron second shot. You got a front right bunker that should see plenty of action. The one on the left, though, that's a big no-no spot, as this green does tilt pretty good from back to front.
This would be a great up and down. It's just about 3 feet away.
You know, some bogeys are good bogeys.
And he'll move to 5 under after that.
Not much happening. Moving down the leaderboard, never a good sign.
Opting for the 5-wood. That's some good golf right there. A 7-footer right here. That's a good way to bounce back from the drop shot at the last hole. And that will move him to 6 under par. On the tee now, the par 4 17th hole.
You want to avoid the bunkers on the right, but in doing so, you bring the ravine on the left into play, don't you? Second shot, though, plays slightly uphill. There's two distinct sections, the left and the right here. A little bit of a spine that bisects this green. This is a really good, strong par 4. Par is a great score.
Okay, Henny, this one's found the bunker. Is it lying okay?
He's going to need a digging truck, maybe? I don't think a sand wedge is good enough to get this out.
Here is his fourth. That's a good one to hole. Always a bonus when you're off the green. And let's have one more look at that shot. Now 8 shots back after that hole. Well, here we are, the 18th hole.
I'd say this is probably one of the, if you talk about risk reward par 5s on the PGA Tour, this has got to be up near the top of the list. You find the fairway, it's just begging you to go for it. You got the water fronting the green, and you have deep bunkers both right and left. But with the history of this hole, you got to go for it, don't you?
That always looked wet, didn't it? Let's see if we can get this one up and down for par. This is what remains for 66. All right, John, you've been reading them well all day. Take us through this putt.
Tricky one here. This one's going down the hill as well as moving to the left.
That's a shame. Got a little bit too much of that one. All right, Henny. What's he got in front of him here with this putt?
Setting up this putt 10 feet from the cup.
Okay, that's the end of his event, and he'll end up at 5 under par. Well, I'd hate to use a tired old beaten up cliche, but wow, I've made a career off it for the last 20 years. This player came, they saw, and they conquered. What a rivalry win.
Luke, you were my hero, so now I'm a little lost. I might follow this player as my hero and see how they do things moving forwards, because that was a truly phenomenal performance.
Well, on behalf of myself, Luke Elvey, and Rich Beam, thanks for tuning in. Catch you tomorrow.